Usually when you have a station with the suffix parkway, it's a relatively new one, but there's been a stop on this site here since 1845. The station was just simply renamed in 2007, presumably when they opened a new car park here so people can access the station easier, as the village of Whittlesford is about a mile away. And this is one of them scenarios where I've just come up the line to tick off a new station and I'm going to reverse to start my walk today. Just down from Whittlesford Parkway station you'll find the River Granta, though on some maps at this stage it is written as the River Cam, as in the Cam Bridge, though we've all collectively decided to call it Cambridge. It is a tributary of the River Cam, and because it is technically a source of it, some classify the entire course as part of the Cam, though technically it is the River Granta. And this river will be a recurring feature on today's walk. I somehow didn't even spot this when I was walking down to the river. Duxford Chapel. Wait, it is open. Shall I have a look in? Ooh. Oh wow, it's completely empty in here. That's pretty cool. I don't know how I didn't spot this. What does it say about it? It's all that remains of a small hospital established in the 13th century. It was used as a barn. It did have the look of a barn until restoration in the mid 20th century. So similarly, this station also opened in 1845 and also went through a name change because it was just so good that 30 years after it opened, they added a great prefix onto the name. So I can begin my walk in Essex today now, which is one that I've taken off of the Saturday Walkers Club website. So there will be a link in the description below if you want to follow along with today's route. And it gives me the perfect opportunity to visit a place I have wanted to go to for quite some years now, and that is Saffron Walden. But first, we got to get out of Great Chesterford. And immediately I'm crossing over the River Granta / River Cam. Cam's easier to say. Forgive me if I choose to use that during future appearances. I guess its course just runs close to the railway line. Striking right through the heart of Great Chesterford, I'm a big fan of its village sign here, and if I was to ever pick up the Icknield Way walk I did last year from Royston to Baldock, the next section of that would bring me to here, so this might not be the only time I'll visit Great Chesterford. Oh, the other side has a different design. I like this one more because it has a steam train. And now out into the peaceful countryside. I did choose this walk specifically today because I knew it'd be more manageable because I'm not going to be out in the blaring sun. It's a very cloudy day, which is better for being out in exposed fields. The fields have brought me down to Little Chesterford, which absolutely is littler than Great Chesterford, but not necessarily worse. So perhaps it is just greater in size. I'm now on a very isolated field path that just heads up behind me for probably close to a mile, does a right turn, and then probably another mile in the direction of Saffron Walden, and there's absolutely no other paths which connect with this one at all. So I almost don't expect to see anybody until I get into Saffron Walden. I suspect there won't be much to say or see until we get there either. A surprising bench overlooking the countryside, offering great views. When do you ever get a bench like that on a path like this? That's a rarity, so I've sat down and taken it in for a moment because it's really nice. Okay, maybe I will film a lot to Saffron Walden, because how can I not showcase some lovely sunflowers here? They might not have that much longer until they start to wither away. Well, this is a contrast to the sunflower field. Suddenly it got a lot more urban as I enter Saffron Walden. I've just found out that their football club is the oldest in Essex. I like the little entryway here into the grounds. Danger, keep out. Fast flowing water. Yeah, that sure does look dangerous. This little watercourse on my map is known as the Slade, and this bridge intrigued me because usually I guess you wouldn't get to see underneath it. Oh, that goes on for quite a while actually. It does say no unauthorized entry. Confined space. I'd gotten distracted, but what my first port of call was going to be was the Saffron Walden hedge maze, which I'd like to do. I'm going to pause the walk because I feel like it would be unfair to include this in the distance, especially if I get lost. I'm hoping I do. I'm hoping it's not just like a decorative piece where the path kind of loops back around on itself. I hope there's kind of dead ends and stuff. Actually, that's a good sign because that already is a dead end. I won't even cheat by going through when I'm not supposed to. Let's see if I can find the middle. I can confirm that there is indeed dead ends. Back the way I came then. Oh, well, I can see my target. It's just all about getting there now. Where do I go? This path, this path. I think this might be more promising. I'm hoping the right turn helps me out. Getting closer, but then I'm just going to go further away again, aren't I? Oh yeah, I'm looping all the way around. Oh, is that a clue? Is that going to help me or not? I don't know. I swear I was just there. Oh, well this looks promising. The floor is different. Aha, yes. Middle of the maze. Well, that was a fun little challenge. There are a fair few dead ends here and there, so it's different to perhaps the Hanwell one, which is very easy. I've got to get out of here now. I guess I'll just cheat and do the shortcut, right? Now that I've successfully navigated the maze, it's time to head into Saffron Walden town proper, starting with its very impressive church. I love this building. Don't focus all your attention on the church if visiting Saffron Walden though, because you also have the remains of a castle here that dates from around the 12th century. That's quite a bit more ruins than I was expecting, to be honest. Our public access is coming, it seems. Oh wait, it is anticipated that the castle will open its gates to the public in early 2020. Okay, well that hasn't happened. For obvious reasons, I would suspect, and then probably they just haven't had the money since. Seems I've stumbled across market day here at Saffron Walden. There's a lot of historic old buildings, such as the library and the old town hall. This is very, very nice. So I've come away from the town and I'm going to look at something that's not on the SWC route and not something I think a lot of people visiting Saffron Walden would come and have a look at, especially considering it's quite far from the town and it's uphill, but that is the site of Saffron Walden Station. This was a victim of the beaching cuts in 1964 and would have sat on a branch line off of the still existing Audley End station. There's not much to see except this, which is the old station house. It's a shame because I feel like this is one of quite a few major towns across the country that would really benefit from a railway line today. It always seems to be the pretty historical towns as well that get left without a station. There is in Bakewell recently, that's a very similar situation. I seem to have stumbled across an old battle ditch. I had no idea this was here, it's a bit of a surprise. Would have protected the castle in the town. Mentioning Audley End, the tourist attraction around here, apart from visiting the delightful Saffron Walden itself, is the magnificent Audley End House and Gardens, which sits on the banks of the River Cam, open bracket, River Granta, closed bracket. There's also an Audley End airfield nearby. It is an English heritage site. You do have to pay to enter the property, but there are public footpaths across the estate, some of which I've walked, and I am stood in the car park here, so I'm all good. I've seen it described as one of the finest Jacobean homes in the country, and I mean, it's hard to disagree. It's really impressive. It dates from the 17th century. Tucked to the side of the car park, you do even have a World War II pillbox. I feel at this point you have like a half chance of seeing a pillbox in one of my videos. They're just everywhere. I'm intrigued by the extra portion of it here. I guess it's because it's such open land, it's so exposed, it's just extra protection for kind of soldiers in the doorway. I can actually go in. Your voice immediately echoes. It just becomes very damp. Oh, great view of the bridge. Across from the house you do have a miniature railway. It's quite a substantial network. There's quite a lot of length to it. It doesn't seem in operation now. Perhaps it's a little bit too late. I've come in for a closer look because I can almost guarantee that that is an original station sign for Audley End, saying to change for the branch to Saffron Walden. I like that they've kept that and placed it here. The miniature railway, funnily enough, opened the same year that Saffron Walden station closed in 1964. So perhaps they moved this sign here immediately. Ah, there's your proof of the airfield. It must genuinely just be right there. I've still got a few more miles of countryside paths to go though before I end for today. I'm on the Harcombe Way. That's a long distance footpath. My long path up to the station is taking me alongside the Beachy Brook, but it's all dried out like the one through Saffron Walden we saw earlier. So I'm wondering if maybe rather than cross that road up there, could I go through the tunnel instead? Okay, let's just make sure we don't fall down there. I think we'll be okay. So we had the planes going to Audley End Airfield, but I've constantly been having planes over my head that are departing Stansted. And I can see far off into the distance, I don't even know if you can make it out, there are pylons down there which I believe are the ones from this morning's fields. These fields are equally as impressive to walk across, and to kind of bookend this walk I can spot one lone sunflower in there. How on earth did that get there? So I've been reunited with the railway line, so I don't have that much longer of the walk to go now until I reach Newport station. Now, the Wikipedia article for Newport station says that just to the north there's an Audley End viaduct, which is the tallest in Essex. Surely this can't be it, right? Unless it's referring to some sort of case of it being the highest above sea level, which doesn't necessarily mean it's the tallest above ground level. Or maybe I'm just in the wrong spot along the railway line, but I would have placed pretty much all my bets on the tallest viaduct in Essex being the one near to Chapel and Wake's Colne station on the Sudbury branch. So I think this might just be a classic case of Wikipedia being wrong. And just before we get to the station, rather appropriately, I'm passing over the River Cam one last time. Or I'll be fair to it, at this stage of course it is the River Granta. That doesn't stop this sign from calling it the River Cam though. So welcome to South Wales. The joke is that there's a Newport station in South Wales too, which probably more people know of than this random one here in Essex. And what a fantastic walk that has been through Saffron Walden, a place I've wanted to go to for I think about 5 years. The magnificent, extravagant Audley End House. Talking about Audley End Station, we didn't even end up using it today. Perhaps we should rectify that. Oh, also, I don't think I've ever seen a pizza shop on a station platform before. That's a first. So apart from Sawbridgeworth, there was only 4 stations all in a row on the line to Cambridge that I hadn't used, in between Elsenham and Shelford, and I was only intending to do 2 today. The 2 I did the walk between Great Chesterford and Newport, but I realised I could utilise the opportunity by reversing at Whittlesford Parkway and ticking off another one. However, because there's an hourly service at Newport, I was quite early for my train, so I realised that yet again I can take the opportunity to reverse at Audley End and wait 10 minutes for the same train heading south. You know, if it wasn't for the extended canopy, this would very much remind me of Saffron Walden's station building that we saw earlier. So we saw the old sign earlier at the miniature railway saying to change for Saffron Walden. Obviously the branch line no longer exists, but I'm glad to see that the station signs, the current ones, still say you can exit here for Saffron Walden. They do seem to be covering up some sort of old logo though. So I was going to save this station for a separate Saturday Walkers Club walk because luckily they do have a circular walk dedicated to just Audley End. So I would have ticked it off then. But yeah, I've done it now. Doesn't mean I won't do the walk at some point in the future, in many years to come. For your own safety, always remain behind the yellow line until your intended train has stopped. But what if it's a fast train that's not stopping? That's not my intended train, so can I stand in front of the yellow line then? That's a bad sign. Just always stay behind the yellow line. This is my intended train though.